And aggravation phase, we're prepared to proceed with. I'll ask the defendant. Yesterday, you indicated you didn't want to proceed with that and you would rather admit those aggravators. Is that still your desire?
I will still stipulate, Your Honor, even though I object to having an aggravator phase at all.
Okay, so the state has alleged this is a dangerous offense. Do you understand? And the state has also alleged that this particular crime that you've been found guilty of involved the use or of an accomplice. Is that the extent of the aggravators that you want to prove up?
To the jury, yes, that's all we were going to ask to do.
All right. So, Ms. Daybell, do you understand you have the right to have a jury decide whether or not those aggravators are proven beyond a reasonable doubt?
I do understand that.
And do you understand that by admitting those aggravators or stipulating to them that you'd be waiving your right to have a jury do that?
Correct.
Has anyone forced you or threatened you in any way to get you to waive that right to have a jury decide those two issues?
No.
Has anyone promised you anything to get you to waive that right to have a jury decide those two factors?
No.
Are you waiving those factors of your own free will?
Yes.
The court finds and do you in fact stipulate that this was a dangerous offense?
I do stipulate to that fact.
And you also stipulate that this particular crime would have involved did involve the use of a presence or use of an accomplice?
I will stipulate to that fact as well.
The court finds those to be knowingly, voluntarily, intelligently entered into stipulation. The court will find that those do exist as a legal determination. I'll order a pre-sentence report be prepared on both cases.
Can I waive a pre-sentence report and try to move up sentencing?
No, we're going to have one prepared. Let me ask the state, as far as the state's presentation and how many people might speak at sentencing, do you have an estimated time?
Your Honor, 1 second. Your Honor, because we are sentencing both cases together at the same time, to be safe, if we could block off a couple hours, because there are obviously next of kin and victims from both cases. It
All
may
right.
be less than that, but I think to be safe, if we could do that.
All right, this courtroom is going to be taken over by Judge Myers in a week and a half, but he is out the whole week of July 28. So this courtroom would be vacant. We could use this courtroom. So I can do it pretty much any day that
1
week.
second, I think that.
Your Honor, is that more than 30 days? Doesn't it have to be within 30 days?
It is more than 30 days.
I think because we do have people flying in, they would prefer a Friday. I don't know if August 1st.
I can also do it Friday, July 25th.
I know that's close on a couple of their schedules. Let me just make sure they're able to fly here. Your Honor, the 25th of July would also work.
All right. Does the defendant want to be heard on a sentencing date?
Do I want to be heard?
On a sentencing date, yeah.
Do I want to speak on sentencing day?
No,
Is that
no,
what
I
you're
meant,
asking me?
do you want to be heard on what
The
date?
timing?
Yeah, what date I should set this for?
Yes, I would like it to be within 30 days if possible.
All right. The soonest available is July 25th. I'll set it from 9 a.m. to noon, just to be safe, on July 25th in this same courtroom. Anything else?
Can you do anything about the timing of me being transported after that?
Actually, I would like the county attorney and/or the sheriff's office. I don't know if I need to make specific orders on the record regarding transferring back to Idaho. I don't know what the interstate agreement was on having her transported here.
It was immediately after, but I think they have up to 30 days to pick me up. That's why I wanted the sentencing to be moved up, because they still have 30 days after that.
Okay.
If there's
so
something you can do about that.
I guess what I'm requesting from any party, either side or the sheriff's office, is what particular language people are looking forward in, or looking for in order to accomplish that transfer.
I will reach out to our extraditions.
All right. All right, so we will be at recess. All right, thank you.
Yeah, he's.
very similar to what we saw with her first trial here in Arizona. And of course, we have people waiting to see if Brandon Boudreaux will talk. Those deliberations taking only about 30 minutes. We were upstairs thinking that this could go similar to how her first trial here in Arizona went, which we saw the jury go in, we saw a lunch break, and then it took a few hours, and then we actually had that verdict. But we saw the jury go in right at 10 a.m., and we got the news that there was a verdict that had been reached in about 30 minutes. So that's how quickly this went. And I know I've been watching the jury throughout as they kind of take in what Daybell is saying, as they're hearing her line of questioning, and I could see some of their facial expressions. So I didn't know if this time it would go differently. And of course, Daybell not putting on any witnesses, not showing any evidence. And when I say I saw the jurors' reactions and could this go differently, I thought, could we have a verdict reached faster? Because it looked like they were oftentimes confused, trying to figure out what kind of points Daybell was making as she was defending herself here in her second Arizona trial. But again, guilty of conspiring to commit murder. The victim here, Brandon Boudreaux, and as I said, they have had family in the courtroom. He even took the stand and testified in this trial. He was hugging people, and we're waiting to see his reaction. Last time we saw lots of jurors come out and we were able to speak to them. I want to let you know some of the jurors from Daybell's first Arizona trial are here. They were watching as that verdict was read. As for the jurors in this case, we have not seen any leave. We were told that they actually had already left. So we walked around the courthouse to see if we could find any. We're still going to see if any of them come out and they want to talk to us. I will note the case agent on this, a Gilbert police detective, did say that he was happy with how this went. He didn't want to give any other comments. Of course, we're going to be here. I want to show you before we wrap up. These are all the people here waiting to see if Brandon Boudreaux will come out, get his reaction to this after 6 years, this all happening back in 2019. We'll send it back inside to you. Thank you.
Very, very nice job.
Thank you. Okay, let's go on over there. reaction to the verdicts, both of them?
Was this the verdict you guys anticipated?
Glad it's over, Robert. Anything you want the public to know about the case?
Is she planning to work on any sort of appeal?
We don't have anything to say, thanks.
Thank you.
Those are her legal advisors. We're going to come up on a juror here. That was from her first trial. We're going to ask her some questions here.
Yes, I'm on live right now with Chuck TV though.
Okay. Do you mind?
What's it like being, you were on the jury last time,
Yeah.
but now watching this trial, being here today, what brought you here? Kind of walk us through your thoughts.
I wanted to see what was on, what it was like to be on the opposite side. It felt a lot better being on this side, being able to support the family again. And I knew what it was like. Nobody in the crowd knew but me what it was like to what they were going through right now, So being able to feel what they felt, not knowing anything, was pretty cool.
They'll probably go home and get kind of that information dump
Yeah.
that you did. What's your advice to them taking it all in?
It's a lot. So just let it, before they watch it, kind of let themselves sink in to what just all happened. Because when I watched it right after, it was a lot. It was still intense. So yeah.
Okay, guys. Family's coming out. Presser about to start.
Brandon's coming out with Kate right now. Do you want to see? Yep.
Okay, here we go. Let me tell you the names really quick because I didn't get to text them to you. Brandon Boudreau, victim in this case. Brandon Boudreau, Boudreaux. Kay Woodcock. Colby Ryan.
I prepared just a short statement that I wanted to share. Kate had something she wanted to share, and I want you guys to know that we stand united. We're still family. We always will be, regardless of the things that happen. I can't share your thoughts.
Okay,
Sure.
got it. Okay, for my brother Jerry. We got the bitch again. Woo! Hey, Jerry.
My statement is as follows: 2,078 days. I'm humbled. I can't even imagine how many hours have been spent by law enforcement and prosecutors tirelessly working to uncover the truth. The truth is that hatred, selfishness, and greed almost led to the end of my life. 12 strangers verified that Lori must be held accountable. I have heard the question asked, why hold this trial? She already has multiple life sentences. My response is simple. We owe it to those who are victimized and choose to follow the law to uphold justice on their behalf. So many victims never get this day. So I thank the judge and the jury who willingly put their lives on hold to complete this process. I did not enjoy sitting and giving someone who tried to kill me the chance to question me. But I owed it to Charles, to Tylee, to JJ, and to Tammy to speak because I could. I don't know the statistics of how many people never get a chance because they were killed or because we can't find the people who committed the crime. But we as a society owe it to them to move forward in prosecuting those who commit violent crimes. I've chosen in my life to be and live as a man who believes in Jesus Christ. So I view my life from this lens. I heard this in this trial about loving everyone. I support this cause. However, For I do not believe that all the things that were said will follow them. The Savior did say, "Many will say to me in that day, Lord, Lord, have we not prophesied in thy name? And in thy name have cast out devils? And in thy name done many wonderful works? And then will I profess unto them, I never knew you. Depart from me, ye that work iniquity." The beautiful part of this human experience is, as Isaiah said, to appoint unto them that mourn in Zion, to give unto them beauty for ashes. When we trust the Lord to do this with our lives, He can do wonders with us. I'd like to share two things that I have used in my life to help me move forward and create beauty from the ashes. The first is from Viktor Frankl. He taught there's a space in life between stimulus and response where we can choose and have freedom. It is okay to feel hatred, anger, passion, and a myriad of other feelings when life's stimulus are unexpected or unbearable. But true freedom comes from mastering our ability to respond in our actions, independent of the stimulus, to choose who we will be and to act and not to be acted upon. Secondly, I believe every human being is a child of God and has immeasurable worth. Hating a person can be like a poison to our souls. It can take away our joy and our happiness. I believe we can have enmity towards someone's actions or choices while still forgiving them for our own selves. To have more room for love, happiness, and joy. Truly living this principle is a process. It takes time. But as we apply these two principles, that of choice before response, and forgiveness and love, and valuing others as oneself, I believe that it makes our society better. Thank you for coming and supporting me in this, for all of you who have. And we're grateful today for those who let us have our due process. So,
Brandon, would you say you've forgiven Lori?
it's a process. I will do my best. It's something that I believe if you give away your hatred to the Savior, I would tell you that there is more room for joy and love for your family, for your friends, for those who do love you. So that's the best I can share. I'm not going to talk about that right now, but I appreciate that.
What do you think of the jury came back with 30 minutes?
I'm grateful that they took their responsibility and grateful for everyone.
Brandon, where do you go from here?
I'll continue moving forward in my life. I have a beautiful wife. I have a wonderful family. I have so much wonderful family that's waiting back there. I'll go back down in anonymity, hopefully, and just live my life and be another person who tries to do the right thing in the right situation. And I want to say thank you to all the people who did the right thing, who came in, who gave up their time and participated in the process. There's a lot of people who don't get any thank yous and give up their time. And so I just wanted them to know I'm grateful.
Jenny, anything you want to say?
I am grateful that I am standing next to this family. I
Thank you
hope
guys.
it helps you.
Thank you. Have a great day.
Thank you.
Kay, did you want to say anything?
Yeah.
Colby, I'll talk.
Thank you guys.
I think the prosecutor's still coming out. I think Trina Kay is going to come out. The prosecutor still.
Hey, how you doing?
Hi.
I'll hook you up.
I think Trina Kay is still coming out.
Oh, is she? That's where we'd like to go.
So? that woman there? No, what? I'm wondering who that woman is because she's getting asked.
We think
Who's gonna do your live shot?
Gary, and I'm gonna go up there, but
Gary?
not from the, yeah.
I think Trina K's coming out. I think that's what makes me.
Okay, yeah. We're waiting to see the prosecutors. Right. We're waiting to see the prosecutors.
Oh, prosecution.
I do have my phone, so okay, I need to do that on
Thank you. Appreciate it. Give it to him though.
I have water and Gatorade in the, you're very kind, I'm good, in the, cart.
Okay. Thank you.
You're good now?
Did you get an XLR?
I did, yes,
Okay,
and I
good.
went and got mine too, so.
We gave him the spoof XLR with the most tangles in it.
Just in case, you know. You're just kidding.
Rico, so you're not doing her live shot then?
No, Gary's doing the live.
I sent you a picture.
I saw it. It's so cool. I think Trina's gonna come out.
That's gonna be fun.
She's like doesn't do these pieces anymore. I don't think. Like she's like very high up, like a
Yeah,
supervisor.
I'm just curious what he's gonna say.
Hi, how are you? Do you want a fan? Sure. Do you need any? Take some air.
It ain't bad, yeah.
I'm sorry
How
I
long does
haven't
that
gotten
last?
a chance to say hi to you yet.
I know. Well, I saw you walk in during court, and I
Yeah.
was like, I haven't been able to talk
Yeah,
to you.
I decided not to come
That's right, just
until
us.
kind of the end,
Right
you
here,
know,
right there.
so.
Here, come on, right here. He wants to make sure he's fine.
Oh, of course.